Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 124th episode of Don't Forget the Popcorn. We won't waste any time. We got some new films on the boards. I'll have my top five as usual. So, like and subscribe. Follow me on Letterboxd. It's linked below. And let's get into everything I watched in April. Man of the Spring, 1986, directed by Claude Berry. Now, follow up to a movie I covered last month, Jean de Florette. Man of the Spring is a sequel where we get to see one of the most interesting revenge stories I've ever seen. And this movie was absolutely incredible. So close to making my top five of the month, but it didn't. I can't really go into details of this movie because you need to see the first one. So, if that's something that interests you, I would check out Jean de Florette and then watch Man in the Spring. I'm going to give Man of the Spring a 9.3 out of 10. Totally Fucked Up, 1993, directed by Greg Araki. Now this is in the trilogy, the Teen Doom trilogy, whatever, Greg Araki's little trilogy with Doom Generation and Nowhere. I actually like this movie a lot. I liked it a lot more than Nowhere. It's about a bunch of kids who are a bunch of gay kids. They're friends, and they're kind of just going through life, figuring out, their sexuality in their late teens. Uh, it's just an interesting indie art house movie, LGBT movie. If you're an LGBT fan, I would definitely watch this. I'm going to give Totally Fucked Up an 8.6 out of 10. Pocahontas, 1995, directed by Eric Goldberg and Mike Gabriel. I hadn't seen this movie in some time, and I never really liked it. And I still don't. I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. The animation is beautiful. That's one thing that's definitely dope. Not a fan of the music, not a fan of the story. It's just, not one of the best out the Renaissance era. I'm going to give Pocahontas a 6.1 out of 10. The Lady Vanishes, 1938, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, an old boy, one of Hitchcock's first big movies. The Lady Vanishes is great. It's about this lady who's on a train and she meets this older lady and they become friends. And literally the older lady vanishes. And her and this dude kind of go through to figure out the mystery of what happened. It's quite interesting. Good film. Love it. It's Hitchcock, so he's a legend. I'm going to give The Lady Vanishes an 8.5 out of 10. Major League, 1989, directed by David S. Ward. Now this is a sports classic. Major League, if you've never heard of it or seen it, I hadn't seen it in quite some time. And I'm glad I rewatched it. I had a great time with this. Charlie Sheen was great. Wesley Snipes was great. If you're a baseball fan, an old school baseball fan, this is right up your alley. Funny movie, great time. I'm going to give Major League a 7.7 out of 10. A Little Man Tate, 1991, directed by Jodie Foster. Now, I wanted to watch this movie years ago because there was a Netflix cartoon called Hoops, and the dude talked about this movie all the time, and I had never seen it. And I was like, dude, I gotta watch this shit because he talks about it the whole series. And, it's a pretty cute film. Jodie Foster looks great in this movie. I just love her vibe in this movie. But, she's a pretty good director. It's about this young kid who he's a genius, a child prodigy, and of course no one around him understands him because he's just too smart for everyone. And he meets a woman played by Diane Wiest, and she kind of helps him hone in on his intelligence. And it's just a cute movie about this boy that these two women both have this connection with. I'm gonna give Little Man Tate a 7.7 out of 10. All right, we got our first top five of the month. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, 1993, directed by Eric Radomowski and Bruce Timm. Now, this is an animated cartoon movie, and Batman: Mask of the Phantasm is awesome. It's got that early '90s noir style animation, which I absolutely love. Uh, Batman, Bruce Wayne, he's just being dope, smooth as ice. And man, the Joker in this movie, Mark Hamill, bro, that laugh. This is just this is what animation should be. This is classic animation from the '90s. I absolutely love this movie. It's a fun time, short, quick watch. I'm going to give Batman: Mask of the Phantasm a 9.3 out of 10. Black Bag, 2025, directed by Steven Soderbergh. Soderbergh been working his ass off the last few years, man. He's dropped a lot of movies. And I gotta say, this is one of the better ones he's dropped recently. Black Mask is about this couple who they work for kind of like a little like secret government agency type deal. And this couple, they're willing to do anything to protect one another, no matter what the situation is. And you get great performances from Michael Fassbender, Cate Blanchett. Love those guys. This is just one you gotta watch for yourself, but I would suggest it. It was very good. I'm going to give The Black Bag an 8 out of 10. Major League 2, 1994, directed by David S. Ward. A major step down from the first one. This one's not as good, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be either. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my laughs with it. It's a decent time, but Wesley Snipes isn't in it anymore. They replaced him with Omar Epps, who was good, but this movie just, it just don't hit like the first one. But if you're a fan of Major League 1, I would watch 2. It's not that bad. I'm going to give Major League 2 6.6 out of 10. Igby Goes Down, 2002, directed by Burr Steers. Now, this movie here, I had never even heard of this until recently, but Kieran Culkin just won an Oscar. So I was curious to see some of his older roles, and man, I absolutely love this movie. An interesting coming of age story about a rich kid who's coping with the death of his father and trying to deal with life as it's coming to him. And he gets into a bunch of stuff, and it's really funny. Kieran Culkin gives an all-star performance in this, and we got a great cast. You got Jeff Goldblum, Susan Sarandon, Claire Danes, Ryan Phillippe, oh, the lovely Amanda Peet. Like, it's a great cast. Love this movie. I would highly suggest this to you if you're a coming-of-age fan. I'm going to give Igby Goes Down an 8.4 out of 10. Valley Girl, 1983, directed by Martha Coolidge. Yeah, I've been on my Martha Coolidge stuff, which we'll talk about her again later. Valley Girl, Nicolas Cage. It's a film about it's a high school girl who's kind of a valley preppy girl who ends up falling for the guy from the wrong side of the tracks. We've seen this kind of movie before, but this is fun 80s magic. I had a great time with this movie. It's got a vibe to it. If you're an 80s fan, you're a fan of the style and everything, this is right up your alley. It's just one of them type of comedies. I'm going to give Valley Girl an 8 out of 10. Teen Titans Go to the Movies, 2018, directed by Aaron Horvath and Peter Rita McHale. Teen Titans Go to the Movies, fun time. If you're a Teen Titans Go fan, you'll obviously love this. I laughed a lot during this movie. I was cracking up. It's a fun movie it's a fun movie to watch with your kids. Super bright, colorful, silly, funny. They make fun of all kinds of hero tropes. It's got a bunch of Easter eggs for the old school fans. So if you're an animated hero fan, definitely watch this. I'm going to give Teen Titans Go to the Movies an 8 out of 10. The Hurricane, 1999, directed by Norman Jewison. Denzel movie. Been on my Denzel stuff for the last few months. This movie was pretty good. The Hurricane's about it's a real story about a boxer a black guy who was wrongfully imprisoned in the '60s, and he ended up spending like, man, I think it was 20 some years in jail. And he was one of the best. He could have been one of the best in the world, but his career was cut short due to racism. So he ends up meeting some people who try and help him get out. It's just a touching story. I thought it was going to be more of a boxing movie. It's not, but it was still good nonetheless. I'm going to give The Hurricane an 8 out of 10. From Russia with Love, 1963, directed by Terrence Young. Bond movie. I've been on my Bond stuff lately. From Russia with Love, it's a good time. This is the one where you really see where Austin Powers kind of got their ideas for the parodies and stuff. This one's decent. I will say I'm not the biggest Bond fan from back in the day, but I did have a good time with this. Bond's doing Bond. He's got to save the day, and there's a girl who's trying to, double cross him, but of course they fall for each other and all that stuff. It's a Bond movie. It's a Bond movie. It's a good time though. I'm gonna give From Russia with Love a 7.2 out of 10. Goodbye, Children, 1987, directed by Louis Malle. I'm a big Louis Malle fan. He's made so many good movies, and this is no exception. This was close to making the top 5 of the month. This movie actually touched me so deeply. Goodbye, Children is about a young man, a young boy, who befriends a young Jewish boy in the Holocaust, and they're at this boys' school. And the people at the school are trying to hide the boy because of what's going on. And these two kids end up learning a lot about each other and become kindred spirits in a way. And it's just a beautiful coming of age story, to see these boys' relationship flourish and them learn and grow together. And I absolutely loved it. It was beautiful. I would suggest this to you if you're a fan of historical movies. And the beauty about this one is it's not super it's not super sad, it's more fun than anything. It's more about seeing these boys develop than anything like that. So I'm gonna give Goodbye Children a 9 out of 10. Next top 5 of the month, Bob and Ted and Carol and Alice, 1969, directed by Paul Mazursky. Now, I, for whatever reason, absolutely loved this film. Um, I don't know what it is about it. The style, the themes, what it was about. I think it tackles relationships, sexuality, uh, the taboo nature of certain things, and possessiveness, controlling. It tackles a lot of things that go into relationships, and I thought it was actually quite brilliant in its execution. I thought the performances were good, and I loved the way it handled certain themes, especially involving men. I would suggest this to you if you're a relationship fan, a 60s fan, a late, early 70s fan. But I can't say, as much as I love this, I can't say this is for everyone. But I'm still going to give Bob and Ted and Carol and Alice a 9.3 out of 10. A Knight's Tale, 2001, directed by Brian Helgeland. Oh, I haven't seen this movie in forever, and I'm so glad I finally watched it again. I've had this thing on Blu-ray for years, and it's just been sitting there. And I was like, I'm gonna watch it. And I'm so glad I did. It was so fun. It brings you right back to the early 2000s style of movies that we just don't get anymore. Fun little adventure, comedy, great time. Heath Ledger, rest in peace. Absolutely amazing. Shannon Salzman, so beautiful. Absolutely amazing. I had a great time with this. If you're a fan of just early 2000s like action comedies, this is definitely up your alley. I'm gonna give A Knight's Tale an 8 out of 10. Hoodwinked, 2005, directed by a whole bunch of dudes. Now, I've been hearing that this movie is really funny from a few different people, and I finally got to see it. And you know what? It was funny. It has its moments. I did laugh at some parts. Uh, is it a great movie? No. The animation for 2005, it looks like a 1990s PC game. Like it doesn't look great, like an old point and click game, but it's it's about it's about a bunch of fairy tale stories, and they all are under interrogation by the police for these missing recipes. And you got like Red Riding Hood and like Paul Bunyan and the Big Bad Wolf and all these people, and it's funny. It's a good time. So I put it on for your kids if you got some. I'm gonna give Hoodwinked a 6.9 out of 10. My next top 5 of the month, Diabolique, 1955, directed by Henry Georges Clouzot. Oh man, this has got to be one of the best French movies I've watched in a while. This film is insane. I loved every minute of it. It's about a woman who is married to this dude. They run a school, and he has a mistress, and her and the mistress plot a plan to kill this guy. And I'm just going to leave it at that. This movie is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Loved it, start to finish. I love the actors. I really love the woman who played the mistress. She just had a style to her, acting style, look. She was just, oh, she was so cool to me. This movie, it blew my socks off. I would suggest this to anyone. You have people, you got to watch movies like this. You have to watch some of these old foreign language films to really see how we got to where we got with films. Because it's movies like this, why cinema is great. I'm going to give Diabolique a perfect 10 out of 10. My Blueberry Nights, 2007, directed by Wong Kar-wai. I'm a big Wong Kar-wai fan. I'm a big fan of his Korean films. I believe this is his English language debut, and I actually enjoy this movie a lot. I know it's not for everyone. I know everyone didn't like it. Let me tell you something. It's well acted. You get a decent performance from Norah Jones, who isn't really an actor. She acts, but she's a singer. But she was great in this. You got Rachel Weisz, absolutely beautiful in this movie. Natalie Portman, absolutely beautiful in this movie. Jude Law, amazing. I enjoyed this kind of lost in your 20s adventure film where this woman just goes to find herself. And I love movies like this. I love movies like this. Movies like this, we don't get them enough anymore. And I wish we still did. I had a great time with this. I'm going to give My Blueberry Nights a 7.7 out of 10. Batman Forever, 1995, directed by Joel Schumacher. Rest in peace to Val Kilmer. We lost a real one recently. So I went back, watched some of his old movies. Hadn't seen Batman Forever in forever. And I must say, it's pretty fun still. I gotta say, it's Jim Carrey's show more than anyone else's, but Val Kilmer was great. Young Nicole Kidman, interesting performance from her. And Tommy Lee Jones, my God. I forgot he can get down too. Batman Forever, man, it's got its flaws. It's weird, but it's still a fun time. I'm going to give Batman Forever a 7.4 out of 10. My next top 5 of the month, Revenge, 2017, directed by Coralie Farja. Now, anyone who watches this channel knows I am a fucking super fan for The Substance. Love that movie. Already one of my favorites. Coralie Farja, I had to see her first movie. And, man, this woman, I think I'm obsessed with her, dude. She is incredible. Revenge is just a fun time, bang 'em up, chick-driven action movie where this chick is just going nuts, and it's just fun, man. It's got a style to it, just like The Substance does. She has her own style. She has her own voice. I absolutely love you, Coralie Farja. I cannot wait to see what this woman's career looks like in 10, 15 years. I would highly suggest, since there's some action fans, just a dope French kill 'em up movie. I'm going to give Revenge a 9.1 out of 10. The Rescuers Down Under, 1990, directed by Mike Gabriel and Hendel Butoy. Rescuers Down Under, great film. If you're a fan of the original ones with the mice that save people and animals and little kids, this one's even better. This one's got the big bald eagle in it, Australia set. I like this movie. It's just a fun time, little, early 90s kid adventure movie. I'm going to give Rescuers Down Under 7.5 out of 10. Real Genius, 1985, directed by Martha Coolidge. Like I said, been on my Val Kilmer stuff. Rest in peace. This is an interesting Val Kilmer movie. One of his early roles in the '80s. He was doing some fun stuff. He did like Willow and like Top Secret and this. And I was a fan of this movie. I liked it. I didn't love it. It was funny. It had its moments, but I preferred Valley Girl if we're gonna talk Martha Coolidge. But if you're a Val Kilmer fan, you got to give this a watch. To pay homage to the man. I'm going to give Real Genius a 6.8 out of 10. The Room Next Door, 2024, directed by Pedro Moldovar. Pedro is one of my favorite directors. He's just amazing, and he's still nice. His style is still there, and we get him another one who's doing. I believe this is his English language debut. He's got two of the best in the game working: Julianne Moore, Tilda Swinton, and we get a nice supporting performance from John Turturro. These ladies were great together. This movie's about a woman who has cancer, and she's gonna die, and she wants one of her friends to be there to aid her in her suicide. So, it's take that what you will, but it's a beautiful movie about friendship. I'm going to give The Room Next Door an 8 out of 10. Last top 5 of the month, but absolutely not least, Sinners, 2025, directed by Ryan Coogler. Okay, I'm obsessed with this movie. I've been obsessed with this movie since I saw it a few weeks ago, and my lord, I'm still obsessed with it. Sinners is the dopest thing to drop in a while, man. I loved Sinners. I don't even think I need to tell y'all what this is about. There's no point. If you haven't seen Sinners yet, get your ass up, get your ass in the theater, and go see it. Sinners is one of the best movies I've seen in years. I absolutely adored it. Michael B. Jordan bringing it, the whole cast bringing it. Ryan Coogler wrote his ass off. It's fun, it's funny, it's got a little suspense, a little horror, but really it's a beautiful drama about these people trying to find freedom. I couldn't suggest Sinners more to you. I have a review for it. It's spoiler free. I'll link it below if you haven't seen it. And I'm going to give Sinners, I gave it in my review, I believe, a 9.5. I'm sorry, I gotta move that up to a perfect 10 out of 10. Mickey 17, 2025, directed by Bong Joon-ho. Man, I was super excited for this movie. I'm a big Bong Joon fan. And you know what? This movie was good. It was fun. It was a little weird, and I can't say it all worked, but I do think Robert Pattinson gave a good performance. I think the one chick, what's her name? Rachel Aki, Naomi Aki, I think that's her name, from Blink Twice. She gave a pretty good performance too. And this is another dual role twin performance from Robert Pattinson, just like Sinners, which we talked about. If you're a sci-fi fan, definitely watch Mickey 17. I'm going to give Mickey 17 a 7.7 out of 10. I'm Still Here, 2024, directed by Walter Sales. A player that kind of shook up award season last year and kind of had everybody on edge. I'm Still Here was a good film. I was very excited to see it. But I must say, it did not quite live up to my expectations, but I still very, very much enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed the lovely Fernanda Torres. She is absolutely amazing. She is, something about that woman is just very drawing. But this movie is about a woman whose husband gets essentially arrested over his beliefs in a time where government control worldwide was just insane, and she does what she has to do to hold it down for the family. And it's a sad story, but I would definitely suggest this to you. I'm going to give I'm Still Here an 8.4 out of 10. Last and certainly not least, Novocaine 2025, directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson. Jack Quaid, man, having himself a little year. He's got himself some nice little roles this year. Novocaine, one that I thought was not going to be very good, and it actually turned out to be pretty decent. Novocaine's about a guy who cannot feel pain, and he ends up going through a one hellish day to save this girl he likes. And I mean, I'm pretty much gonna leave it at that. That's what it is. It's a wild, fun little action movie, and actually is much better than it should be. So I'm going to give Novocaine a 7.7 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching my Everything I Watched in April. Let me know if there's a film or topic you'd like me to review. Like and subscribe. It's free. Help me hit my goal, 700 subs by the end of spring. Follow me on Letterboxd, Ralph Vader. I'll link that below. I got a podcast with my buddy, The Cutting Room Floor. I'll link that below for more movie content. I'll be back next week. And don't forget the popcorn.